Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little? Would you go ahead and tell us a little bit about is it your son-in-law? Tell him about what happened and his experience and how he uses solar water pack, and just tell us the whole deal.
Okay, it was my son-in-law, and our water was shut off down here in Beaumont, and we had no city water coming to us. So we were like everyone else. We were waiting for water to be delivered. Well, that lasted for about, I think, 5 to 7 days. I'm not exactly sure how long. But my son-in-law is a fireman, so he has to be on duty the entire time. There is no get to go home, get a break off, or anything like that. They're stuck at the station. So you have to wear the same clothes you've been wearing. Well, this water filter, this system not only allows you to have water to drink, but they were able to wash their clothes as well, which was a huge morale booster. You don't think about that in a time of need, but in this situation, he became the most favorite guy in the world. They were able to able to wash their clothes. They could wash dishes. They could also they provided drinking water for him and all the guys. So,
wow.
I don't remember exactly how many guys were at the station, but it's more than 4, up to maybe 8 or 10, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Tell us a little bit more about the circumstances, what it's like to be in that situation, because a lot of people envision it and try to say, what would I need if? What is it, besides this water? Tell us a little bit about being in that situation, what goes through people's minds, what was most important to them.
Well, the first thing you do is you panic. Your mind automatically goes to panic. We don't have water. So I got word that they were cutting off the water at about 1 in the morning, I think. I got a text message alerting me that the city water is going to be shut off. So I was able to fill everything, the bathtub and all sorts of stuff, but I can only imagine people that woke up the next morning turning on their faucets and there's nothing coming out. Now you're in a real panic. We don't have water. What do you do? Well, that's when hysteria set in the city a little bit, and you could see it in the lines. Because I worked one of the aid stations, and you could just tell there was panic running amok with the people here.
So when they were in the lines, they were waiting for hours, minutes, what? And then what were they given? A bottle of water, or how did that work? Tell me about that.
At the aid station where I was working, the line was, I can tell you, it was probably 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles long.
Oh, my word.
Of cars waiting to get 2 cases of bottled water. That's all we could allow. And that lasted, we started at 5:30, and I think we had to cut off the line at 9 because we had run out of water to hand out. So, and that lasted for about 4 or 5 days. We did that once a day. We'd run out of water. We'd hand out all the water we had. Then we would run out, and we'd have to shut down the line, and then people would come back. And I know this happened throughout the city. I'm talking about, that's just water. That was just people waiting in line for water.
How long was the water out in the city?
Approximately 5 to 7 days is my recollection.
Oh, okay. You told me. Okay.
Now,
you told me that water before. Okay.
We actually had water coming through the lines, but there wasn't very much water pressure, and the water that we were getting was not usable at all. Don't even get in the water. Don't touch it. I'm not sure.
It wasn't treated.
I'm not sure on all the details of it. Yeah, but So this is flood water that's coming through our city water lines. So
if you know
anything about flood water, you don't want to be in that. So you don't want to be in that water ever.
So at what point? Let me ask you this then. Any kind of flood water, whatever, ladies and gentlemen, don't even think about even getting in it if you don't have to. If you don't have to even get in it, please don't get in it, much less drink it. What was you saw people for days in a row coming back for water. What was the look on their face day after day? Did it start to change? Did they get more panic? Was there more tension? I mean, what was going on psychologically there?
Once we had multiple aid stations set up in the city, like there were several churches in this area that had water being brought in, and I know for a fact we had water flown in and we had water trucked in. You could see the panic going away, but for those first couple of days, it was just panic. I don't know, the lack of water in people's minds freaks them out. You can probably go, it's probably not so bad if you think, well, we only have a couple of days of food left. We're going to, that doesn't scare you as much as we don't have water. And that fear went away after like the third day, you could tell. It was much easier.
Where was the water coming from? Was it coming from FEMA or Texas or where?
No, all of our water was private donation. No, FEMA didn't provide any water that I'm aware of.
Really?
The Red Cross didn't provide any water that I'm... Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Red Cross...
Were you aware...
The Red Cross actually confiscated one of our shipments, which was very weird to me.
The Red Cross did?
Yeah.
By what authority? Did they have guns? What do you mean? Did they have guns? What do you mean? What do you mean they confiscated?
One of our planes landed from our private donations. They acquired it, and they disseminated it to an entirely different church. They just took it. I don't know under what authority. I don't think they have any authority. They're just a civilian population. They're just a civilian group of people.
So they just have a shirt with a Red Cross.
Yes.
So they just have a shirt with a Red Cross on their lapel, so everybody just gives them whatever they ask for. Did you see the interview? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. Did you see the interview? Did you see the interview? Not interview in Houston, where one of the city councilmen was eviscerating the Red Cross, saying if anybody wants to donate to the Red Cross, come talk to me. We see them all on TV, but I haven't seen one Red Cross person here in the streets at all. Was that kind of your experience with the Red Cross also?
Yes. I have no personal firsthand knowledge of any Red Cross doing anything here. Now that may be just because I wasn't needing anything from them, but I don't have any firsthand knowledge of any Red Cross doing anything here other than they took our shipment. I know that firsthand because I know that firsthand because the person at the airport.
So you.
Go ahead.
No, you tell me. Go ahead, because the person at the airport told you.
No, the person at the airport that was supposed to get our shipment called and was talking to the person on the phone that I was working with, and this took about 30 minutes to get it figured out where our water went, and they told them they took it, and it was a pretty hostile situation. So you have those sorts of things that go on when you have lack of water and you got supplies being brought in. It looks like something off of TV. You're like, this can't be America, but actually it's right here in your own hometown. So it can happen anywhere. So that panic and
we got about a minute or so.
Yeah, that's fine. That panic and that pandemonium kind of slipped in, and that's what takes over.
Now, from what you're telling me, if you wouldn't have had private donations, then you wouldn't have had water.
That's correct. We would have had to have gone around the city somewhere. There were multiple churches in the area providing water, and they were bringing it in from elsewhere as well. We didn't have water. There was no city water provided.
What was the government doing? Did you see the government, FEMA, doing anything here?
No.
God almighty.
You can't rely on your government to bring you water. You've got to be pretty self-sufficient in a situation like this.
All right, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with Alan Gauson on this side. John, thank you so much for coming and sharing that. That's critical and crucial information. Thank you.